Hi friends, welcome back to my channel where today I'm doing this eyeshadow look using these two palettes. I wanted to recreate a look that I saw my favorite YouTuber do, but I didn't have the palette she was using, so I decided to shop my stash and pull out what I did have, and here's the result. I think it's really pretty. If you want to see how I did it, don't go anywhere. If you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Rachel. I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I love to play with colorful eyeshadow. I upload about 3 videos a week. Maybe you'd like to consider liking and subscribing if you like what you see and you want to see more. So to start off with, of course, I'm going to prime my eyes. I always use the Glamlight Icing Primer, and I have the shade White Frosting. And okay, so the look that I want to do today is actually kind of replicating a look I just saw Angelica Nyqvist do. Are you tired of me mentioning her? I'm sorry. She's my favorite. She's awesome. She's super inspiring. But she recently, like 2 days ago, did a video on the Hudson Valley, I think is what it's called, palette from Nomad, which is like their Halloween launch. And she did this lovely, she did 2 lovely looks because she always does lovely looks. The one that I'm going to replicate today was a red and yellowy orangey sort of smoky eye. It was, not smoky eye, sorry, halo eye. It was a very fiery color story and it was really pretty and I wanted to recreate it. So I pulled out 2 palettes to do that, and I don't have the Hudson Valley palette. In fact, I've been kind of toying with the idea of getting it. I don't know if it's a limited edition. I think I put too much primer on. Did I put too much primer on? I don't know if it's limited edition. I never know actually if Nomads are limited edition or not. I don't think they are. But when something's released, which is very topical to a season, I feel like maybe it is. I don't know if I would be able to get my hands on it come Black Friday or something, but anyway. At this point, that's about the only time I'd be getting a new palette that I couldn't find on Mercari or Poshmark, because I have small balances within Mercari and Poshmark. So if I find something that I want and I can use my balance to get it, it's not going to be on my bank account. And because we're on a budget, at this time, eyeshadow is not coming out of our bank account. But maybe Christmas, we'll see, which is why I said Black Friday. But anyway, Hudson Valley palette is interesting to me because I wasn't super excited by the color story. And then I saw a lot of videos on it. I was like, oh, it's okay. I didn't love the looks that people were getting out of it. So I was like, okay, that's probably going to be an easy pass for me. But then I watched Angie's video and I loved both of her looks. I'm like, okay, maybe I like it now, because clearly it has this potential to come up with some really lovely looks. But there's something to be said for the skill of the person doing it. But I also don't want to get a palette that doesn't actually excite me. There's something about it which does intrigue me. And I haven't quite put my finger on what that is. All right, I'm going to start by laying down some red. So I've got an eye blending brush from e.l.f. and it's pretty dense and round. And within the Wilderness palette, I'm going to take the shade Poppy. Basically, I'm using 3 of the 5 shades in the bottom row of Wilderness. So Poppy, I'm gonna lay in my inner and outer corners. And this is the shade that I really want to be kind of the highlight of the look. So I'm laying it down first because Beauty Bay shadows don't build very well on top of each other. And so if you want the shadow to show up, you should start with it. And also the darkest shadow, start with that. So I'm starting with Poppy, then I'm going to softly blend out the edges and go from there. I want to thank you guys so much. In the last month, I have gained almost 100 new subscribers, which for a channel of my size, currently just slightly over 300 subscribers, that's a big deal. That's a third of my followers in the last month. And I was really excited to see those numbers because I wasn't really expecting it. When I started this channel, I didn't have any particular goals. I didn't even know if people would want to watch my videos. And I have to say, if you have been here from the beginning, you're a trooper. Because my earliest videos are so terrible. They're just painful to watch. They're so bad. I have considered taking them down out of sheer pride, but then I think, no, it's a journey, You start off being terrible at something and practice makes you better. And diligence and hard work, they all help you improve. So I want to keep those early videos because they show me where I started. And I'm not a YouTuber with a million followers. I think we all know that. But it's so much fun for me to see the journey and to see how this is where I was and this is where I am now, and maybe someday I'll be even better. And I like that sort of thing in everyone, in every story, to see a progression. It's so exciting, it's inspiring, and so if you were one of the first few people, I remember when I had 4 subscribers, and then I was really excited the day I saw that I had 10 subscribers, and I've just watched it grow from there, and it's really exciting. It's like, oh, people like what I'm doing, and it's validating and it's encouraging, and I have some really, really great subscribers. You guys have been so encouraging to me and kind, and I'm just very grateful for you. Yeah, I have over 300 now, and I really was surprised by that, and I was surprised at how quickly that number grew in the last month. Now, really, it was the month like before we left for my trip until somewhere during the trip. These last 2 weeks or so, it hasn't grown that fast. It's sort of maintained for a little while, but I was surprised to see those numbers grow, and I'm just very, very thankful to you who have been hanging out with me, who have stuck around, who have clicked like and subscribe. I appreciate you. Thank you. Now with a smaller and more pinched blending brush, I'm going to go into the shade Sunrise, which is the orange matte. Going in really lightly, excuse my dog's sounds, she's a little obnoxious. I'm going in really lightly because I can add more, but I don't want to put on too much, and I want to keep my blend low and on my brow bone. So I'm taking Sunrise and just kissing the edges of this red with a bit of overlap. I just want to soften it a little bit, add a bit of orange, and round out the color and the shape a little bit. And then I'm just, without any more product, I'm going to carry Sunrise over the center here, over the center of the halo, so it's kind of like a little cover, just to have a hint of shadow, a hint of color and shade in that area. Because I've discovered through trial and error that I don't like to have it totally naked skin in the center of the halo eye. I like a little bit of color, but not much. I'm focusing the orange shade on the edges of the red, but then with whatever's left on my brush after I've done a little bit of blending, I'm pulling it over the middle, if you can see that. And I'm also going to take a little bit of the orange and put it on the edge of the red here towards the halo section, just so that it's not quite as stark of a line between the skin and the red. I am sure that my baby's awake. I think she's just laying in her crib, sucking on her pacifier and cuddling her blankets. She keeps making these noises. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she's awake up there. I went up to get an allergy pill, and I peeked in on her, and she just sort of rolled over and waved up at me from her crib with, like, I could see the smile underneath her pacifier, and she waved up at me. Oh my goodness, she's such a heart melter. She is such a sweetheart. I become a little mama puddle when I hang out with her. She's the best. But it was really, really warm in our house last night. We live in a townhome, and rented townhome, and you can probably tell I'm starting to glisten because our air conditioner hasn't kicked on the entire night, and it's hot. It's going to be 100 degrees or more today. So yeah, I would really like my air conditioner to be working, and it's not. So I had to put in a maintenance request. I'm like, hey, can you guys come out? I actually had requested before that they come out to look at the air conditioner, but I neglected to mention that it was the fan that wasn't working right. The conditioner would just churn right along, but then the fan to transfer that energy into the house wasn't working reliably. And they came and they're like, no, the air conditioner's fine, and they left. I'm like, oh. But then it worked again pretty well for a while, and now it's not, so I guess they'll have to come back out. Fortunately, our complex is good about maintenance requests. They have a decent team of guys. They have one guy who's awesome, like, he's a rock star, and then they have a whole team of other guys who will come and do maintenance stuff. Now with a pinched and much stubbier little blending brush, I'm going to go into Limoncello. I want to grab the shade Amalfi. Honestly, I wish I had a little bit more of a lemony yellow for this, but I don't. Actually, come to think of it, there is a lemony yellow in Michaela. But I think I'll stick with Amalfi because I think I want to use the yellow shimmer within Limoncello. So I'm laying Amalfi down here as the center of my halo eye. And I'm just softly touching the edges of the orange and red to kind of work it all together. Nothing. Oh, and I forgot to deepen the red a little bit. Sorry, I meant to deepen the red. With a small blending brush, I'm going into the shade Raw within Wilderness. This is a deep red, and I'm going to put it right in the outer triangle of the outer corner. And I'll probably touch the inner corner as well. It just brings another level, another step of the gradient that I like. So especially right here, I'm putting it at the very, very inner corner, but I'm not blending it out anywhere because it's a much deeper tone. I want to have a little whisper of shadow there, but leave it at that. With this small blending brush, I haven't bothered cleaning it. I'm really just dipping back and forth between all the colors to get the blend that I want, because this is the base of the eye. And then I'm just going to take the limoncello shimmer and dab it on top in the center, and then that's it. So I want to make sure that I have it all blended out the way that I like, from the yellow grading into the orange, blending into the red, and get exactly as I want as a foundation, because it's basically the eye look. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of sparkle, and that's it. As you can see, I echoed the colors down below. I really like, on a halo eye, to have the center column come down onto the lower lash line. I think it just adds a little bit of the next level of brightness, you know? So now with my finger, because I like to apply ColourPop shimmers with my finger, in the limoncello palette, I'm grabbing the shade Serenade, and I'm just going to carefully pop this right in the center of this eye. And then, if I'm able to, I'll get it down here as well. I say if I'm able to because I don't want to actually get it all over my cheek. Might need to clean that up a bit, but there you go. That's a nice column of sparkle on top of the yellow. That's about the look. I think it's pretty, and I like how it matches my shirt. Okay, I am going to go off camera and finish everything, and then I'll be back to show you how it turned out. All right, guys, here's the finished result. What do you think? What do you think? I think it's really pretty. I put black as all my highlight colors. So black in the waterline, black eyeliner, did a black wing. One of them got a little out of control, but we'll pretend that that's not there. Yeah. I once saw a meme where it was the woman putting on winged eyeliner, and one side got a little bit bigger than the other side. So then she had to modify the better side to match the side that wasn't as good, and then it quickly got out of hand where, oh, she modified this one too much, then she had to go back and redo this one. It eventually got to the point where she was just wearing a mask of black. I was like, yes, this is pretty accurate. I mean, ad absurdum, but pretty accurate, right? So when this side got a little out of control, I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to care about it. I'm not going to touch the good side in order to make it look worse to match the bad side. It's okay. Anyway, that's what I did. On my face, I have a little bit of highlighter from BH Cosmetics, and I did go into the Wilderness palette and I grabbed that shimmery orangey peach, and I added it to my highlighter, but I think I shouldn't have done that because now this side's a little bit too glittery. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a bit more glitter in it. I was like, oh no. So then again, trying to match. No. Anyway, that is the look. I think it's really lovely. I haven't done a halo eye in a bit, and I love the drama and the contrast of a halo eye. I have a pretty standard eyeshadow style, but then I'll bring in something like a halo eye. I'm like, oh, that's right, so pretty, so much fun. I hope you like the look. I like it very much, and I very much appreciate you hanging out with me. Again, thank you guys so much for bringing my total subscribers above 300. You guys are awesome. I appreciate every one of you. I really appreciate your encouragement and your love and your helpful thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Those mean a lot to me, and I really enjoy reading them and responding to them. I hope that you consider liking and subscribing if you've never done that before, if you're new here, because I do upload a couple videos a week. And until I see you in my next one, I hope that you have a great day. Bye.